It is episode 186. Welcome into the Benches Clear podcast. We cover the best rivalry in all of sports. I am Jesse Gutierrez, and I represent the side of the San Francisco Giants, who are okay again.
I have another term for them, but sure, we'll talk about it in a little bit. And I'm Dave. I'm sure you guys have forgotten about us since we haven't been here in 7 weeks or something.
18 weeks. It's been 84
weeks.
years.
And in that time, the Dodgers have just treaded water, to put it lightly, because every time it seems like they're going to go all the way down, they win a couple of games, and then they lose a couple. So, just hoping to stay healthy. The guys that they have tread water until the other guys come back from the IL and get healthy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's normal for the Giants to be mid and playing 500 ball. It is not what you would expect from a $1 billion team. Are you worried? Are you scared? Are you happy? Are you sad? If I had an emotional chart, where the bad man touch you, you tell me what you're feeling.
I mean, so the Dodgers are missing. You can go on their IL, and this is every year.
Oh God,
this isn't new, right? Every single year we talk about this, regardless of the state of the game, that everybody else is getting injured, right? We have a lot, and we have a new injury today to talk about with an MLB. But every pitcher gets hurt. It just seems to happen a lot more with the Dodgers. But they have a whole rotation on the IL and a whole bullpen in the IL. That IL team could win 100 games if they were healthy. But I don't know, man. So they're 30. What am I looking at? Yeah, they're 38-25, but they're only 2 games behind the best team in MLB with the Tigers, or 3 games, who are 41-23. So it's not like they've lost ground completely, or
right.
It just, for the Dodger fans, we like to be dramatic. So it's the end of the world. Every loss is the end of the world. We're never going to get back to the World Series, blah, blah, blah. But it's not. It's like Robert said. We just have to make sure that we survive this rough stretch here. And if these guys come back near the end of the season, and if they're healthy, then that's when you get ready to go and you hit full throttle. And, hopefully you're good to go for October. But right now, it is a tough watch, especially on the pitching side.
It is. You are a full game, or about a game and a half behind the Chicago Cubs, the best team in the National League, the team that everyone thought it was going to be. Man, I mean, you look at it. Philly has lost 7 out of their last 10. I mean, gosh, man, the Giants should have won both games. All 4 games in San Diego. That's a whole other story. We're not gonna get into that, but we will get into it,
man.
We will get into it. We're not gonna get into
the league
that
first. Yeah, let's talk about around the
what
league.
What I want to. Yeah, we should probably talk around the league, and then we could talk about how you're making excuses for your team being on the IL. It's just excuses.
I'm sure you're not going to give me any excuses as to why you lost those 2 games with the Padres, but all right.
Oh, this is a great excuse. Our offense is trash. That's exactly
that's not an excuse.
That's the offense is absolute trash. Yeah. So around the league, I guess we didn't really talk about what we're talking around the league, but I think we know what we're going to say is Corbin Burnes, the guy that everyone said that the Giants should have signed, is now undergoing Tommy John. There's a bunch of reports after he was pulled out that, it's actually not that bad, or it might not be that big of a deal. Everyone's overreacting. Turns out everyone should have reacted the way they did. And he's going to be out pretty much the rest of the year. Probably won't come back probably till the end of next year. And even then, with Tommy John, the first year back too, is right?
Yeah.
And Tommy John, when they first come back, they're not the same pitcher.
Yeah, that first year that they come back, everybody's like, "Oh, is this guy even going to be good again ever?" And then the following year, you're like, "Okay, he's back." Yeah, most of the time.
You got to worry about Corbin Burnes in 2027. I almost said 2024, 2027,
2028.
So
2020, because he's coming back 2027, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, he would come back maybe at the end of 2026.
Okay.
I would say like at best case scenario after trade deadline, then, but that's even,
Yeah.
you know,
So
Shohei
I mean,
was supposed to start the season, but turns out we're halfway through the season. We don't even know when Shohei, if he even likes baseball. Like we don't even know, to be honest with you.
Well, I mean, I think there's a pretty good theory out there about that. I'm pretty sure that I don't know if you saw, probably not. You're not a Dodger fan, but the Yankees Dodgers. I think it was game 2, the second
I
game.
watched. I saw the cliff notes.
The Saturday game. They asked him, when you come back to the mound, and he said something to the effect of like, "I think you should ask Andrew Friedman. I think he'd have a better idea." Kind of like smirking about it. So I'm thinking like he's probably really close to coming back, and they're just really gonna slow play it until, it's closer to the playoffs. But
Okay.
yeah, I think if they had to, if they really had to, if it was a playoffs, I think he'd be back. But
So you think he's just going to be a postseason pitcher?
it feels like that. I feel like they want to make sure that he can stay healthy, because also, I mean, that's going to put so much strain on the batting side too. So you don't want to diminish that yet, in case it does affect it. So
Shohei can't hit anymore. That's crazy.
hey, make him the closer. Make him the closer, and then you're good.
I think that Shohei has full say of what Shohei can do. That's probably part of maybe what's unspoken in his contract, when he signed with the Dodgers, that he was like, but I get to pitch, I get to decide how I'm used, whether I'm a starter or I'm a bullpen guy or, whatever it is. So I think it's probably up to him, to be honest with you.
I'd like to think so, but if it was up to him, I think he'd be back sooner than later, and I don't think that's going to be the case.
Right. Well, who knows? While we're checking in on Dodgers players, what's you want to go on Blake Trinan watch? What are we hearing?
You're gonna hit it?
You tell me. I don't know. Is it good or bad?
I mean, he's still out. The videos that I've seen of him is just playing catch, a lot of catch. So maybe that means he's closer to a rehab or something. But I don't know. It's still sad. We haven't played this song or the happier version of this in like a month now. So
yeah,
it's not looking good.
It was.
In the time that we were gone, we lost Evan Phillips. He also got Tommy John.
Right.
So that was a huge blow.
It's so like when a pitcher puts on a Dodger uniform, they're guaranteed like 3 months in the IL every year.
To be fair, Blake Trinan has been hurt a lot. Like, he's always hurt. He's one of those guys that just, right? And then Phillips, I don't think he was always hurt, but I think the usage in the postseason, and then I feel like they brought him back just a little too soon. They didn't take his time with him, and, or maybe the injury was there the whole time, even when he came back. So who knows? But pretty sure the usage in the postseason didn't help.
Well, I mean, you can't just expect another World Series. What you're saying is they're not going back to back.
What I'm saying is we're in June, and the
season's over.
As much as these games we care about them. In the end, if those guys come back, because we've said this before, we said that they don't really care about the regular season.
Right.
And it kind of seems that way. And not that they don't care, but they don't want to run these guys out into the ground just for the regular season. And, I respect that. Right. As long as they're healthy for the end of the year.
Right. Oh, what the heck? I just saw the Dodgers DFA Chris Stratton.
No. They DFA'd him. And then I guess he came back. They re-signed. I don't know the whole deal, but he's back with the team. They let go of Ryan Loudis. He was DFA'd. It was a whole weird, but he's back with the team.
You're gonna disrespect Forever Giant Chris Stratton. That's kind of crazy. That's really wild. And then you also have Lou Trevino. Like, what? It's that bad that you're picking up our scrap heaps? That's pretty wild.
I do love the fact that I read under the comments when they first picked him up, like, oh, they want our scraps. Oh, they don't know how trash he is. And he's been nothing but great for us. He's had like maybe one or two innings where he's given up a couple runs, but he's been pretty good. Like, he seems like a find. So hopefully he can keep it up.
You know what, though? That's what kind of sucks. Like, Lou Trevino was not like, he had a couple blow up games, and we used him a lot, and he wasn't even that bad. But this is literally the Giants' strong suit. They have like the best bullpen in baseball, so he just there wasn't enough room for him.
Except for the last couple of games.
What does that even mean?
Your closer was not closing.
That was one time.
Always be closing.
That was one time.
And he was not closing.
Made out with a hot dog. That was one time. Yeah, I mean, Miller Duvall, he's a man. All right. We're gonna let it slide 15 more times, but I guess maybe we should talk more specifics. We're not gonna go over the full 3 weeks, but man, I am kind of glad we at least skipped the week 1 because everyone was talking about how bad the Giants offense was. And I was like, yeah, it's bad. They're going through a little bit of a low point, but dude, we're still like top 6 in runs scored in the league. Like they're just going through a little bit of a low point. It's not even that big of a deal. You know, Willie Adames hasn't gotten started. Matt Chapman hasn't gotten started. You know, Lamont Wade, I was literally going to have Lamont Wade be my stud that week because he was hitting like 300 and getting walks.
Late night. I was like, oh, Lamont, where's he at now?
Yeah, I was like, dude, he is like, he's gonna start picking it up. It's not that big of a deal. And then the following 2 weeks after that were just so abysmal. The Giants have literally had the best ERA in baseball over that stretch, and are 1 game under 500. In those, I think it was like, what was it, 19 games in the last 19 games. Like the pitching is so good right now. And they're still so mid because their offense is that bad. They literally, okay, there's 2 games where they have bases loaded, nobody out.
Are we
in the first inning?
You talking about the Padres series? Okay.
I mean, I'm just overview. I mean, we can get specifics Padres series, but this was once in the Padres series, once against the Tigers, I want to say, where it's bases loaded, nobody out, and there was even a bases loaded 1 out. And they can't score, and they lose the game 1-0. Like how? I don't.
Oh wait, yeah, you lost against the Padres 1-0 too.
Yeah, that was one of them against the Padres. Oh, it was the Marlins. It was the only game we lost against the Marlins. Robbie Ray threw 8 innings, and gave it 1 run. We lost 1-0.
Yeah, they made some like amazing catches to rob Jung-Hoo Lee, right?
Yes, like amazing catch to rob Jung-Hoo Lee. They took away a home run from Tyler Fitzgerald. Granted, but if you got bases loaded and nobody out, you need to score a run. Like there's like
playing the
no
Marlins
excuse.
Too. If you're playing the Marlins, there's no excuse to not score a couple of runs. Like
no excuse, absolutely no excuse. So, but I mean, everyone's been clamoring for the DFA of Lamont Wade, and it was just time. I mean, he had that one decent week where it looked like he was like on an upward trajectory, and then just went back to nosedive. Even just he wasn't hitting there's like nothing to hold on to. He's not drawing walks. He's not hitting the ball hard. He's just swinging at everything. It was bad. So Dom Smith taking his spot.
Is it going to hurt that much more when somebody in the division picks him up and he starts hitting?
The fear is always like, oh, he's going to get picked up by the Dodgers and he's going to go back to having like an 800 OPS, isn't he? That is a fear. I'm sure Colorado is probably going to be picking him, but
can he play anything other than first base?
Yeah, he's originally an outfielder, but he's just they stopped putting him in the outfield because he was always pulling hammies and was getting hurt a lot from that kind of stuff. So he could be an outfielder. But
see, I don't know, man, because we already picked up one of your scraps, and we've gotten both sides of the spectrum. We've gotten Conforto, who they gave 17 mil, and it's been a shitty experience so far. Mm-hmm. And then you got Trevino that they picked up for free, and he's been pretty good for them out of the bullpen. So I don't know if they are looking for a left-handed bat off the bench. So maybe he fits.
Maybe that. Wade, possibly you.
Yeah.
Hopefully not. It's definitely possible. But yeah, and then to specifically that that Padres series, it's really wild just because game 1 lost 1-0 in extra innings, and they had bases loaded, nobody out in the first inning. Wild. Game 2, you're up 2-0. Camilo Duvall blows a save. You can't score any runs. Wow, it kind of happens. You can't really get mad at Camilo Duvall. I mean, he's been so lights out this year. You kind of just got to eat it. But then they're down 5-0 on my birthday, and they said, you know what? We're not going to let you down, Jesse. We got you. They score 6. It's the first time they scored over 5 runs in a man. I forgot exactly how long, but it's been a since 2010. They haven't gone that long without scoring 5 runs. So, kind of is what it is. I mean, they should have won both games and should have swept, but
it's funny because I hear I've seen Padres fans say like, I can't believe we split with these scrubs. Like, I can't believe we actually split with these guys. They're horrible. And I'm like, I mean, they're both seem mid. They are what they are. Both teams are what they are. Like, I feel like
I'm going to sort of disagree with you there.
I feel like you shouldn't have been that bad offensively, but I don't think they're that much better than you offensively either.
No,
so I feel like they're very evenly matched.
I mean, you got Machado, you got Tatis, and it's like, and Merrill too, and it's like, yeah, those are like dudes, but everyone else is just like, okay, like Arias is gonna get his singles, sure, but like, who cares? Like he's not doing any damage. He was almost, I want to say he was almost like a non-factor. I feel like Tatis was almost a non-factor too this series, which I just trying to think if I'm misremembering anything, but I don't think so. So, he bat flipped for a flyout, which is pretty funny.
He did have that amazing bat flip.
Yeah, that was a nice bat flip
on a flyout.
Yeah.
And
that was a day game in Oracle. You can't even blame the wind.
Brought that back, but the fact that he tried to pimp it was just hilarious. Because
but it's a day game. So like it wasn't even like it was like the cold wind, like the bay, the heavy wind or air out there. You can't blame it. So he just sucks. I
was happy that you guys beat each other up because I feel like both teams are pretty healthy. I don't know how many players you guys are missing, but for the most part, you guys have your core in there and you have your pitching. I know Verlander's out, and I think for them is the same. I know they're missing Darvish, but I feel like that bullpen is nasty too. So
yeah. I feel like we just need a little bit better offensively. We don't have to be elite, but if our pitching stays elite and the offense just a little bit better, I think we're going to be a problem.
How baseball goes, man. Like unless that's how teams win the postseason, right? When everything clicks. But for the most part, it's like you're either going to have hitting or you're going to have pitching or you're going to have relief. Or you can have 2 of the 3 or you can have none of the 3. Like it's almost never all clicking at the same time. And when it does, it's when you go on a good run. But that's just how it is. You just have to do enough offensively to try to scrape a few wins sometimes. But
yeah, it's just, to be the best ERA in baseball over a long stretch and be under 500 is, it's one game under 500, but still you shouldn't be even close to 500. If you have the best ERA in baseball over a long stretch, you should be winning games, So that's just kind of where we're at. I mean, the shakeup with, Dom Smith and, Christensen, like this dude came out of nowhere and all of a sudden he's just loved. And it's weird that they designated Sam Huff for assignment because I felt like he wasn't that bad of a backup catcher, but it kind of is what it is. I'm also a little head scratching because they have Max Stassi on their AAA team, and and he's just not getting called up. It's someone else who got called up. I can't even say his last name, so I'm not even going to try. Kiziner? Who knows?
Sure. Let's go with that.
So,
I mean,
that's where we are.
So you guys split the series.
I say sorry.
You guys in second
Forever
place or third place right now?
Best guy in baseball, Daniel Johnson, who I had no idea who he is, but now he's the man. So go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, you guys are in third place. Okay, yeah. One game behind.
Yeah, we're a game behind the Padres.
So to change teams now, the Dodgers had a pretty big series versus the Yankees over the weekend. And I honestly thought, like, if we win one game, it'll be the Yamamoto start, maybe, right? Like, the Yankees must everything they heard over the offseason, they've taken it in. They're really going to come out here. They're going to try to stomp us. They're going to, they're going to be the Yankees. Nope. Dodgers beat them 2 out of 3. They humiliated them that Saturday game.
I feel like the first 2 games, it was like not even like fair.
And it was like Landon Knack and I forgot who the other starter was, Tony Gonsolin, who gave up like 5 runs in like the first couple of innings. And Yankees should not give up 5 runs to the Dodgers ever. That's just a bad omen. If you go up 5-0 against the Dodgers, you're just going to lose. It just seems to always happen for them. But yeah, man, pretty good weekend. And then Aaron Judge is amazing, dude. It's hard to hate on him when the guy just keeps hitting. You guys can be down 20-0 and he's hitting bombs. So, he's stat padding there at the end, sure, but he was hitting bombs to the moon that whole series. So, hopefully it's a rematch. That could be fun of that World Series again. But a team that did take the Dodgers seriously and came to play was the Mets. They won the season series, and I think we split with them. But man, our pitching looked rough that series. As good as it might have seemed for those couple games with the Yankees, it looked equally as bad for the Mets series for the first 2 of those 4 games. So, yeah, man, we need to get healthy. That's all it is. We just need to get healthy because I'm tired of seeing all these guys get spot starts. And I'm sorry, but Clayton Kershaw just looks old. And I know that that Cleveland game, they're like, oh well, he only gave two runs and all that. I'm like, he was getting hit hard the whole freaking game. Like, balls were finding gloves, but he was getting hit hard. I don't know how he navigates it for the rest of the season. I don't know what they do with him, because if guys come back healthy, where do you put him? Because I don't know if you want to continue to give him starts unless you believe that he's going to get better. I mean, I don't know. I hope so. I hope he finds something to be a crafty lefty. But if he's throwing 93 meatballs, it's going to be a rough, couple starts for him. So I don't know.
Yeah, looking at a 5.17 ERA. So,
and Tony Gonsolin,
is this Kershaw's last ride?
I don't know. I feel like it could be if they win, but I don't know, man. It's just I don't want him to go out sad. You know what I mean? Like I to be getting hit all the time, giving up bombs and all this. Like I don't know. I know he felt like he didn't do much last year for that World Series, but I don't know how much he's going to do this year. Like, I don't see him starting a game in the postseason at all. Like, if people are healthy, even if it's just 2 guys, I don't know if he gets a start. So, I don't know if I don't want to say it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to say, because he could give us quality starts here at the end of the year. I don't know, but
could he?
It just doesn't look good. Because people are like, well, he can give you innings, but like, yeah, but then you can get anybody to give you innings and give up 6 runs or 5 runs or whatever it is. It's I don't know. I hate to say it, but he just
come on, Hannah.
He looks old.
Come on, Hannah. It's going to be okay. He can retire after this next week. After hopefully he pitches against the Giants and they're able to spark the offense. But
doesn't he own the Giants?
He owns the Giants, but maybe not this version of Kershaw. Yeah. That's why I'm kind of hoping that maybe we could at least get a couple runs back to try to make up for some lost time.
Yeah.
Who knows? Right. Well, to cap off this week, or that's all you wanted. I didn't cut you off for this week, right?
No, they beat the Yankees. They were to win that series, and they were to split with the Mets. And now, I mean, this part of the schedule is tough, man. It sucks that we have so many missing pieces, but it's tough. We got the Padres for 7 games. We've got let me just look at the schedule.
7 games?
Yeah, so we play them 3 times in San Diego. Then we play you guys, and then we play the Padres right after again. 4 times.
Wait, hold on. 2 seconds ago, you were saying how mid both teams were, and now you're saying this is a rough part of the schedule?
I mean, we have no pitching. That's what makes it rough. You guys are mid with guys that are healthy, but we just have no.
That's your team. That's your team. You can't get.
That's not going to be the end of the year team. Like there's Blake Snell is going to come back.
Yeah, that's
whether Glasnow does or doesn't.
Supposed to have depth. That's part of it.
I mean, it's wearing thin. It's wearing really thin right now.
But that's what I'm also saying too. Like everyone always talks about how the Dodgers have this crazy farm system. It's so good. Yada yada yada. Blah 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 blah. You guys just produce a bunch of people who don't do shit, and then the Giants never get any love with their farm system. Where there's such a shitty farm system. Blah blah.
You're just jealous. You're just
Hayden Birdsong is killing it. Landon Roop is killing it. Come on, Heliot Ramos is the man. Like, come on, dude.
Come on. So many guys that are doing so well, you'd think you guys would be in first place, and the Dodgers.
Well,
struggling,
pitchers,
right?
pitching. These are all pitchers except for Heliot Ramos. But and the only time that we scored runs is when Heliot Ramos hit home runs. Like he's doing good. It's just Hayden Birdsong pitching. Randy Rodriguez, the best reliever in all of baseball. Farm system pitching. Come on.
What about Adames, man?
Adames is going to pick it up. Listen, I still believe in the guy, but I just, oh gosh, they always just pitch him sliders away, and he's swinging at all of them. It is so effing frustrating. I can't even stand it.
That reminds me of Matt Kemp, dude. Like if you pitched him inside anything, like he's going to crush it. But it was a slider low and away, something breaking away. Oh, he was just gonna.
He's swinging right and he's missing. But speaking of that, maybe we should. I think we're skipping over the best segment of the show.
Okay,
I think it's that time.
Let's do it.
Before we get into that time, though, please, since you guys are in here, thank you so much for hanging out and listening with us. Make sure to hit the little subscribe buttons and stuff. It would make us really happy and helps us grow and helps, when you send likes, makes the algorithm all happy and stuff. So if you do that for us, I'd really appreciate it. And here we go, Studs and Duds.
It's that time again. It's the start of the dud of the week. Start of the dud of the week.
Studs, duds, weeks
of the week.
I'm not sure if we should go all 3 weeks or 1 week. I don't know, but this guy's been bad for so long. We could go back to 28 days, 14 days, 7 days, whatever. It's Willy Adames. We already talked a little bit about it. I mean, for the season, he's already down to under 200. Gosh, man. It says that he has 5 home runs this year. I don't remember more than 2 of them. I am shocked that he has 5 home runs, but man, I mean, just this last week has been so abysmal. He's hitting .095.
That's good.
0.095.
That's pretty good, man.
7 strikeouts and 21 at bats. Like we're striking out a lot. We're not hitting bombs. And his offense, I mean, his defense is hurting because of it. I mean, there's a lot of time. I mean, a lot of errors, a lot of plays that he should be making that he's not making. He's really good at making highlight plays, but it seems like the normal plays, he's having a lot of trouble with errors. So
I feel like we talked about this at the beginning of the year. I feel like I said somebody from the Dodgers was going to be the better shortstop, and you laughed at me, and you laughed, and you laughed, and you laughed, and now we're here. We're here, pretty good portion of the season has gone by, and hey, man.
Listen, one hot streak. The thing is, I feel like Willy Adames is one hot streak away from just being who he is. I don't think he's going to be, in MVP talks, but I do think that he is better than he is, and I think he's going to return to normal. And I believe in the guy. We got to motivate you, Willie. And I think if I give you the dud, I think it will motivate you and maybe, light a fire under your butt and you just become the man again. So
we have a division full of shortstops that need to do better, right? Bogarts is like probably, we're looking at his back years and it looks bad. So who knows if he ever comes back to being a productive player like that. Mookie, however, he needs to get it going offensively. Defensively, he's been pretty solid. It's been really good. Minus some throws. Like, it seems like he's going to get Freddie hurt sometimes.
Right,
But he's been very solid over there. And then you have the Rockies shortstop who got injured. So, I mean, is it Perdomo who's having the best season of the shortstops right now?
Probably.
Probably. So it's just funny, man. You have big names at shortstop in the NL West, and they're all kind of having down years in some fashion.
Right. What can you do? Getting it over with. Willie Adames, dud of the week.
All right. So you want to hear my dud of the week now, right?
Yeah, it's you.
Yeah, let's do it.
That's usually how it
Well,
goes.
I was going to give it to one player. I was going to give it to Tanner Scott because of the couple of blown saves that he had. But then, just pitching. But at the same time, you can't expect these guys to be more than they are, right? I feel like we have Yamamoto, who you go pretty confident to every start that you have a good chance to win, right? But everybody else, it's like, all right, let's hope you can give us 5 innings at least. Let's hope you can keep it to under 3 runs. But even then, like last night or yesterday, Landon Knack, three innings in a third. Like, come on, dude, you got to do more than that. This bullpen is like, it's going on fumes, and you got to give us more than that. Tony Gonsolin, he gave up 5 runs in the first couple of innings. Thankfully, he was able to go 6 innings against the Yankees. But it seems like when they're at home, even before they go up to the plate, like they're already down. And it's got to be demoralizing as an offense to get to the game and people aren't even in their seats and you're already down multiple runs. Something's got to change. Give us a couple of clean innings, man. Let this offense get going. But I just want the pitching, the starters to do a little bit better. So they're gonna get the dud. Minus Yamamoto. I know he had an off day, but you he's been amazing the whole year. So you give him that one. But you need the Dustin Mays, you need the Kershaws, you need the Knacks, and today Robleski. You need those guys to step up. You need one of them to step up and give you some good innings, and so it's not always just relying on the offense or just days of Yamamoto pitches. So, like I said, we need to get healthy. I don't expect these guys to give you 7 innings, no runs, but give us something good, once in a while. Keep us in the game. So
I just feel like all these guys that you're saying were like top 100 prospect guys, and
they all get hurt,
and they're all just like, eh.
Tony Gonsolin can't stay healthy.
They ended up just being like, eh. So I don't know, man. It's just it's wild that that's what it is. But then all of a sudden, the Giants have a future ace in Hayden Birdsong. Got no love. Got a solid number 3-4 guy in Landon Roop. Got no love.
That's because they know
rigged?
it's fake.
I don't know. I don't want to say
that's
it's
because
rigged,
we know it's
but
fake.
It's
fake. It's fake.
It's just looking like it.
They're gonna come back down to earth, and then
I just thought I thought you were saying the top 100s are fake. I would agree with that.
Yeah, I mean they've given a lot of love to Dalton Rushing right now. He's barely playing, but I mean I see him a lot on the MLB on their Twitter,
Right.
so that's kind of funny. But
That is funny.
I mean you're not wrong.
Okay,
I mean I think. Well, I'll talk about my dud. My stud now. I'll just talk about my stud now, and it's got to be.
I just like the way
Andy
that you
Pages.
said that I'm not wrong. So you just go.
Andy Pages has been amazing for us, dude. A guy that when we first started, everybody wanted him off the team or to be sent to AAA because he couldn't field or he wasn't hitting, and he just turned it all around. And he's one of the most consistent guys in the lineup now, giving you power. He can play anywhere in the outfield now. I mean, he's going to make a play. Even in center field, he's made some plays. All right, that's cool. Thanks. And then he's got a cannon for an arm. So, and I was looking it up. I mean, Jung-Hoo Lee started fast, but he's kind of cooled down. And I was going to ask you a couple of days ago, who's going to end up with a better season? Is it going to be Pages or is it going to be Lee? And I don't know. I hope Pajes continues in the trajectory he's going and has a great season. But Lee's a great hitter too. So I just thought it was funny that we had given up really early on this guy, and all of a sudden he's putting up a
Mhm.
great season. Maybe an all-star, an outside option to be an all-star. Who knows? But he's playing well, man, and so he's a stud. I needed him to keep it going because need him to get
Well,
to the.
I mean, I think if we were comparing guys, I think maybe we should go closer to
You're gonna
Heliot
just
Ramos?
see Heliot Ramos because he's the
Ramos.
only guy that hits.
He is the only guy who hits
So
right
you
now.
can't do
But
that.
they're
It's like
more.
when you say-
I think they're more like Lee is a defensive center fielder who is supposed to have a lot of contact and have a high average. But Heliot Ramos has got thump. It's a solid corner defender, but you don't want to put him in center. So I feel like they're kind of more like, but
All right.
easier to
Well,
compare. I feel like.
let's see who ends up with a better season because Heliot Ramos probably ends up with a solid season himself too. So it'll be fun to see who ends up with a better season between Pajes and Ramos.
It would be Ramos, and I could make Ramos my stud of the week, but I keep making him my stud of the week, so I'm not going to do that. What I am going to do is I'm going to highlight. I should highlight the entire pitching staff, but I feel like I do that a lot, so I'm going to stick to one guy, and it's going to be one pitcher of the month, Robbie Ray. Just the man. I mean, if we're going last week, 2 starts, 1.93 ERA. Last 14 days, there's 3 starts, 1.80 ERA. Like, he's just been extremely dominant. And I mean, this is just a playoff series. Logan Webb and Robbie Ray back to back. I think the Giants have a very good chance
To lose 1-0 in each game, yeah.
to at least have a chance to win these games and to lose 1-0 in the NLDS. So we'll see. But yes, I mean, it's Logan Webb is a completely different pitcher. Like, he is a lot of weak contact, a lot of ground balls. That's why he's able to go very deep into games because he's not striking everyone out. But Robbie Ray strikes dudes out. And it is something to see that when you see someone just being completely dominated. So yeah.
Now you just gotta hope he stays healthy, man.
That is very true. He's a little injury prone. I mean, he's got 87 strikeouts so far in the year. So I mean, I think that's pretty close, at least on pace for 200 for the year. So this guy could be in Cy Young talks. We could be talking about Logan Webb and Robbie Ray in the top 3 in Cy Young voting. So,
Hey, just a quick update. Where's Grandpa Verlander?
Grandpa Verlander is on vacation, and it's gonna when
It's
he
that
comes
time
back.
of the year already, huh?
Yeah, when he comes back, it's gonna be like, oh, who are we gonna put down for you? And I like the idea of maybe piggybacking Roop and Kyle Harrison, because they've actually both been doing very good this year. I like kind of piggybacking them because, just tell them, hey, give me 4 good innings out of both of you. They will still be stretched out and could, potentially be starters. They're already hitting their highs and innings pitched. So this would be a good way to maintain their innings. And then that way you can either just let them finish out the 9th, or you could, close game. You want to give Duvall the 9th, give Duvall the 9th. You could do it. But, so that's what I'm thinking.
Who's that that other reliever you guys have? He looks pretty solid.
The fireman, Randy
I said
Rodriguez.
Duvall, but there's another one that there you go. He looks like he has it, huh?
Oh,
I feel like you guys, I don't know if it's painful. For me, it's beautiful. I love it.
It is
watching you guys
torture.
lose 1-0 with the bases loaded or with the runner at
Torture
second.
baseball is bad.
That's beautiful.
Insanity. I feel the same way. This is, Hannah, I feel like I don't know. This might be a little spoiled Dodger talk, in my opinion.
I don't know, dude. I know their offense.
They're literally
they're
first
good
in
with
the
runners in
league.
scoring
Well, not in
position
the
and
league, sorry, but
everything.
in the NL West.
But there's certain games where you're like, dude, you just scored 18 runs. Now you can't even score 2. You can't even score 1. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I know we're spoiled. I know it's like, oh, well, we're missing people. But yeah, sometimes it is painful. I think every fan out there watching their team when they don't win is painful, right? Like, it feels like you're never going to get out of it. If you're in a little slump or whatever, you're like, oh, this is the worst team to watch. Neither team has to endure watching the Rockies. Neither fan.
That's
You know what I
true.
mean?
Moment of
So,
silence for Rockies fans, huh?
yeah, we don't know what pain is unless we were Colorado Rocky fans.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Imagine to suck
thankfully,
on
they finally
offense
made it
and
in double
defense.
digits.
Yeah. Well, you know. All right. Well, I
It is
mean,
what it is.
is what it is. Let's look forward to next week. Next week, the Giants are starting tonight. They're they're playing the Braves at home, and then we are facing I think I know what it is, but I can't find where we're at. Yep. Nope, it's actually the Rockies for 3. For some reason, I thought it was the Dodgers. We'll talk about the Dodgers next week because we're going to podcast before the Dodgers series. So, yeah, it's just the Braves at home and then Rockies on the road, which is could be scary. Believe it or not, because it's like you got to win those games, but they're a better team at home. Actually, this year might not even be true. They just suck all together. So,
I like the
we got
fact that
3 in Colorado.
I can still make the joke up until the 24th of saying like, "Oh, you lost to who?" Because we haven't lost to them yet, and we're gonna play on the road versus them starting the 24th. But for now, don't you dare lose a game to the Rockies because you're not gonna hear the end of it.
All right, I'll do everything that I can. I'll make sure all my lucky stuff is still on, and we'll 10 Hail Marys before the games, and we'll see.
I'm sure you'll lose at least one of those, but you guys should be able to sweep them, right? Like,
Fucking hope not. I feel like we could take 2 out of 3 from Braves and and sweep the Rockies. That'd be a good week. We deserve a good week. Let's start it. Let's get it going.
all right. Well, for the Dodgers, they start tonight, and they actually start in 10 minutes because they had a rain delay. They got the Cardinals, and then they got the little brothers, the Padres. And I gotta say, because I already know, starting on the 9th, the Padres fans are gonna make their little jokes, and they're gonna try to, they're gonna try to make it a big deal and all this. And they don't hit the same anymore. When you beat a team, you get your revenge for the year prior or whatever, and you go all the way. You literally taste, winning the pinnacle. You're the pinnacle of baseball because you made it all the way.
Right.
What am I going to get from, celebrating a regular season win versus the little brothers? Like, it means so much more to them than it means to us now. You know what I mean? Like, had they beaten us in 2022 and gone all the way and won a World Series, they're like, I don't care what we do against you because we already did it all. So it shouldn't be as important anymore. But for them, it probably is because, they have that taste, that bad taste of losing in the NLDS. And for us, it's like, we already did it and we went all the way. So you're just not that important anymore.
You're just not that guy, pal.
And I know that, people are going to hate to hear that if you're a Padres fan, but you're just not, like
You're not.
win something, do something, and then, maybe, but you got to, it's not even if you win one, you got to catch up, dude. You're not even close to in their stratosphere. You got to win 6, 7, and then we'll be like, all right, now we can probably recognize you. Now you now you can talk to us. You can talk to the Giants. You can, because I saw them trying to make a fake rivalry with the Giants.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you just like, see who bites?
Anybody
who
wants
to
love
be a
me?
rival?
Anyone pay attention to me?
Like, hey, you want to be my rival? You go talk to the Rockies. You suck against them. They own you when you guys play, when they play them. So there's your rivalry, Padres Rockies.
I feel like I don't know, man. I forgot how irritating their fan base is until you start playing them, and then you just see all the tweets about because Wilmer Flores gets hit and he's telling this is like the 3rd time a player got hit. He was like, dude, locate the fucking ball or whatever. And they're, oh, he didn't hit him on purpose. He wouldn't be the guy.
They wouldn't want to start something with Wilmer Diaz. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like,
yeah, like,
down. Your guy over there at third gets his panties in a bunch if he gets tagged too hard. Like,
yeah, exactly. That's all.
You know what I mean? Like, let's calm down.
Get out of
so,
here.
But yeah, like, and then somebody here said, "What if they get swept?" So what? Dodgers get swept. So what? I mean, I'll go to sleep looking at that ring that they won last year, man. I don't know. It means more to them than it means to us, dude. Infinitely.
I don't know.
It's nice for Twitter people so we can troll them and we have that, for that night. But it means, who cares? Like, we beat you when it mattered and we did it all. We went all the way. You guys couldn't do that. So, yeah, you're going to put more stock into these 3 games for sure than we are.
I just feel like somebody, I don't know who it was, tweeted that our season was finished already. I think since then we've been 2-0. So I think that might have lit a fire and we're back, baby.
I mean, I'd be infinitely more upset if we got swept by the Giants, even if you guys were like with the Rockies record and it's still the Giants. Right. I'd care way more about that than getting swept by the Padres.
Yeah.
Oh,
I agree. They're just looking for anything. Yeah, I saw some video. It was like, oh, I said, let's go Padres. And I shouldn't be able to say that. And you were one guy who said, let's go Padres. People were like,
I'm like, who do you think you are? Like, if a Yankee fan said that, I'm like, all right, like they can bring up their 27 rings and whatever. Sure. I get it. But you're like, hey, let's go Padres with no rings, no nothing. You're like, yeah, dude. All right, cool. Nobody cares.
Nobody. Yeah.
Nobody.
I think I do still think they're going to nosedive. I think the Diamondbacks are better than the Padres. And it sucks because I think the Diamondbacks are still nosediving. So we'll see what happens. But
it'd be funny because I did see it floating around on Twitter too. Like, oh, they're going to make a huge trade before the Monday so they can, have this guy out there to face the Dodgers. I'm like, that would be so Padres to make a deal just so because they're facing the Dodgers. Like, please,
right?
Keep playing into the little brother role because yes, that would be freaking hilarious that you did it just because they're facing the Dodgers.
Hilarious.
But I mean, we'll talk about that next week. We'll have another Padres rant during the because they play them during the week. They play Monday through Wednesday. So if we get on Thursday, we'll talk more about that.
Yeah, get on Wednesday, Thursday,
and we set up the series versus the Giants right after that.
It'd be a great time.
Are you going to any of those games?
I'm going on Friday for sure.
Okay, so that's a win. Because every time you go, they lose.
I usually bring pretty good luck, except for the past 2 years, which they've just been bad. So I don't think that's my fault. But we'll see. We'll try to work it out. Maybe we could do maybe some stuff for the game. So we'll try to figure out. But it is Father's Day weekend, so that's what makes it a little rough.
I need you to go out there and ask people. Like, hey, I said, hey, Giants, what does everybody, see if there's a rivalry there.
That I actually might get Spartan kicked for that.
You might.
That might happen. But until then, thank you guys so much for hanging out. Make sure to subscribe to us on your favorite podcasting platform, as well as YouTube, especially YouTube. And I think that's about it. Dave, do you got anything for him?
Play you guys, and then we play the Little Brothers again. So we're gonna have a lot of content. We're gonna have a lot of stuff to talk about for those couple of weeks at least, and we will be back on time on Thursday. We will not
Wednesday.
Leave you guys again.
We'll see. We'll see. Just make sure to follow us on the socials too. Twitter, Benches Cleared P, Instagram, Benches Cleared Podcast, and TikTok, Benches Cleared. You'll be able to find out where we are. And then until then, we'll see you next week. Good times.